Have you ever wondered why North Korea rejects Americans? It seems like a modern-day enigma, doesn't it? But it's a question that's steeped in decades of complex history and diplomatic relations. The relationship between North Korea and the United States today is the result of years of conflict, negotiation, and misunderstanding. In this video, we're about to take a deep dive into the historical context that has led to this strained relationship. Stay tuned as we unravel the history of conflict between these two nations. Before we delve into the details, make sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss out on our in-depth discussions on world affairs. Subscribe now for more fascinating insights. The seeds of discord were sown decades ago. To comprehend the present, we must journey back to the past, to the mid-20th century, when the world was gripped by the Cold War. The Korean War, a significant chapter in this global narrative, played a pivotal role in shaping North Korea's perception of the United States. In the early summer of 1950, North Korea, backed by Soviet Russia and China, invaded South Korea. The United Nations, with the United States at the helm, intervened on behalf of South Korea, marking the first significant armed conflict of the Cold War. This intervention was not perceived kindly by North Korea. The war raged on for 3 brutal years, resulting in a tragic loss of life and leaving the Korean peninsula in ruins. The involvement of the United States, which led the UN forces, was seen by North Korea as an act of aggression, a perception that planted the seeds of deep-seated resentment and mistrust. In July of 1953, an armistice agreement was signed, effectively pausing the war but not officially ending it. The Korean peninsula was divided along the 38th parallel, creating a demilitarized zone, or DMZ, that stands as the most heavily fortified border in the world even today. This division, however, wasn't merely geographical. It was a stark ideological divide that separated the Korean people and perpetuated a state of tension and hostility. The United States, having played a significant role in this division, became a symbol of foreign interference and aggression in the eyes of North Korea. The armistice agreement didn't bring peace, but rather it led to an uneasy ceasefire that has lasted for over 7 decades now. This continued state of tension has been marked by sporadic military skirmishes, nuclear threats, and diplomatic stalemates, further fueling North Korea's hostility towards the United States. In essence, the Korean War and its aftermath are not just historical events, but rather, they are the underpinnings of the current North Korean-American dynamic. The war's legacy has cast a long, dark shadow, shaping North Korea's worldview and its relations with the United States. This historical conflict set the stage for North Korea's ongoing hostility towards the United States. The past has a way of shaping the present, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the current political landscape between North Korea and the United States. The nuclear tensions between these two nations are as palpable today as they have ever been. North Korea's aggressive pursuit of nuclear capabilities, coupled with the United States' unwavering stance on nuclear disarmament, has sustained a climate of unease and uncertainty. But beyond this nuclear standoff, there lies a deeper issue. North Korea's human rights record is a topic that has drawn international condemnation. Reports of forced labor, public executions, and widespread surveillance are just some of the chilling realities faced by North Koreans. The international community, the United States included, has been vocal in its critique of these practices, further straining the relationship between the two nations. This tense political situation has led to stringent travel restrictions. North Korea has long been wary of foreign influence, and Americans are often viewed with suspicion. Similarly, the United States government has strongly discouraged its citizens from traveling to North Korea due to safety concerns. These restrictions have not only limited diplomatic relations, but also impeded cultural exchange and understanding between the citizens of these two nations. The echoes of history reverberate in the present, impacting the lives of both North Koreans and Americans. Their intertwined past continues to shape their present, and likely, their future. So, what does this mean for Americans wanting to visit North Korea? Well, it's important to remember that traveling to North Korea carries significant risks. The US government has issued strong travel advisories and warnings against visiting this volatile nation. It's not just about political tensions, it's also about your personal safety. North Korean laws and customs can be drastically different from what we're used to in America. Something that seems innocuous to us might be a serious offense there. And if you happen to break a law, even unknowingly, you might find yourself in a dire situation with little to no support from U.S. authorities. Additionally, the U.S. does not have diplomatic or consular relations with North Korea, which means if you get into trouble, assistance can be exceedingly limited. So why risk it? There are plenty of other fascinating destinations around the globe that are welcoming to American tourists. In conclusion, the historical and ongoing tensions between North Korea and the United States make it a risky destination for American travelers.